My salutations are able Professor in Ed 604N, Dr. Jennifer Abatayo. I will be discussing the topic on educational marketing. What is educational marketing? Educational marketing is a type of marketing that promotes valuable educational content and helps institutions and individuals take advantage of it. In the context of school management, educational marketing is an avenue for schools or institutions to present their educational programs and services to possible school clients. This may include a seller and buyer relationship. What is sold in educational marketing? Educational content includes everything from courses and how to do videos to research papers and books to software applications for desktop computers and mobile devices. In order to understand better the concept of educational marketing, we will look into the different brilliant ideas of its proponents. According to Kenway and colleagues in 1995, educational marketing contains simple user guides, management manuals, tips, and checklist of do's and don'ts. These ideas are focused more on the business marketing. But if we connect this to educational management, schools here might present their school operations or system to the possible clients who are the parents with school children. Alvison and Belmont in 1996 claimed that educational marketing focused on the most visible and controversial of the management specialisms and precarious academic status. According to Brown in 1993, educational marketing revolves around the perennial search for academic respectability and of disciplines lowly standing in scholarly caste system. There are schools with complete facilities and highly qualified teachers, but their school academic performance is below the expected standards. Morgan in 1996 stressed that educational marketing must not only goods and services, but can be good causes, political parties, or ideas. This has to focus more on significant purposes and comprehensive information, thoughts, or ideas that are of societal needs. Educational marketing is conceived to be primarily problem solving. The indifference of school personnel and school managers to educational marketing can be considered as one of the hindering factors to school improvement. According to Needle and Stone in 1997, school managers consider themselves as educators and not marketers of a product. This greatly affects school improvement because how can they attract school clients or parents to enroll their children? Barnes in 1993 said that educational marketing may be considered problematic only to the extent that it is not a panacea for schools' inadequacies. It is only in some way solve one or two problems of school, but not all problems. Barnes further noted that no amount of marketing will disguise or prolong the existence of poor educational services. There are schools which are well versed in selling their educational services to parents, but these parents are not satisfied with their learning facilities and services. Since educational marketing is conceived to be problematic, there are apologists who defended this concept. According to Davis and Ellison in 1997, educationalists are often very suspicious of marketing because of the link with commercialism and selling. Every school has a reputation, and that reputation has to be managed. Schools should be accountable to the local community in terms of achieving social justice and providing authentic learning opportunities for their pupils and students. Davis and Ellison stress the roles of the school toward the community it resides. Elliott in 2001 has these points. Driving up standards in schools has little to do with improving the quality of education within them, since the acquisition of specific competencies are not in themselves educational achievements. He further says that the need for clarification of educational priorities is greater than ever at a time when educational policy is being driven by economic imperatives. Teachers at all levels are being held to account in terms of standardized learning outputs that are believed to possess commodity value for the labor market. James and Phillips in 1997 added that marketing literature provides a useful framework of ways in which school can respond in a competitive area. Those responsible for educational marketing in schools are faced with daunting tasks. These are complex and challenging tasks because of the multiplicity of different clients, the wide and often conflicting needs. Engendering a marketing orientation is a challenging aspect of school marketing management, derives from their subsequent point about value conflicts. In order to make a school, we need to plan out using a workable system which explains the different aspects of school and how it operates and manages conflicts. Another overt apologist, Marlon and Rogers, said that it is the right of parents to choose a school whom they believe could cater the needs of their children based on the Education Act of 1981. The major problem of competition lies on the harm it does to the less publicly attractive school. With the passing of Education Act of 1986, the school choice legislation, there is more open, direct competition among schools in terms of marketing. In this context, parents are able to choose a school they want their children to be enrolled. Despite the efforts of comprehensive marketing, some parents would choose those less attractive schools. The subtle apologists have something to say about educational marketing. According to Gold and Evans in 1998, schools have a wider responsibility to their local community, like accepting of pupils with problems and difficulties, maintenance and balance between academic success and personal growth and development, and cultivation of critical awareness of social and political environment in which they are operating. It is the responsibility of the schools to choose appropriate marketing strategies that justify the need of the community they are in. Schools are paying much more attention to their image and the ways in which they can attract pupils, which involves producing attractive publicity material, creating attractive grounds and reception areas. Evans in 1995 said that marketing sends chills down the backs of many educationalists. There are perceptions and myths about what marketing is, and they connect these to the real scenario. Educationalists stressed that teachers are mere educators and not a merchant or seller. Schools should employ marketing strategies to market their school publicly. In 1991, Mike Sullivan made a statement about educational marketing. He said that marketing is a collection of activities that the institution performs to enable it to offer a better service to customers. Education is not about some form of factory farming, predicated upon controlled diets or programs of study and attainment targets. He also believed that most schools are hostile to marketing because of the lack of marketing strategies and know-how. Another subtle apologist, Lambie and Foskett in 1991, said that marketing is selling or promotion. There is a need to retain or increase student number, the frequent and public notice of the successes and failures. Structural arrangement encourages competition among schools and colleges. In order for schools to maintain their enrollment or even increase their enrollment, school managers must gain knowledge and understanding of a framework of educational marketing. School improvement with the increase of enrollment is the product of good educational marketing. But we cannot deny the fact that there are still limitations of marketing. Marketing is least self-reflective and most satisfied. It neglects to discuss how structures of domination and exploitation shape and mediate relationship. It is not a unified academic discipline because of its various strategies or approaches. Being the discipline of exchange behavior, Marketing does not consider how asymmetrical power relations mediate exchanges. How is marketing affected by ethical and moral issues? Marketing is establishing relationships with customers and attracting them. In order to establish this relationship, there must be a mutual trust between parties. The marketer, which is the school, and the consumers, which are the parents, must have a mutual relationship grounded on trust. The parents entrusted their children to a school whom they believe to cater the educational needs of their children. In turn, the school should make it a point to find ways in order to suffice the need of the entrusted children to them. It is a fact that there are some schools which cannot come at par with others in terms of provision of pupils' educational needs due to the constant school inadequacies, like the lack of school facilities and equipment. They could not focus on educational marketing because their concerns are centered on providing enough learning resources to the economically struggling pupils or students. Trust is the foundation of educational marketing. The aim of relationship marketing is to establish and maintain relationships with customers and other partners at a profit, which is to be achieved by mutual exchange and fulfillment of promises. Internal marketing is required to gain the support of non-marketing specialists within the organization. This relationship should be genuine in order to develop lasting trust from parents. Educational marketers must take into consideration the ethical relationships among schools. The conflict begins when some schools attract pupils from other schools. In attracting more pupils, there is a neglect of product and services to the current pupils because the concentration is more on locating new pupils. Schools must need to respect each other's guiding principles and beliefs in terms of increasing school enrollment. They just have to focus on streamlining their own marketing strategies and framework and not on competing on student enrollment because their focus is on student change of behavior. By doing so, despite the competition, each school has come to realize that their learning goals and objectives are directed to the same direction, that is the growth and development of the child, by providing enough and comprehensive learning resources and facilities. Schools must realize that they are in the business of providing students or pupils with all-round education that involves caring, the nurturing of creativity, the respect for fellow human beings, and literacy and numeracy. Literacy and numeracy is the basic foundation of all subjects in schools. In the Department of Education, literacy and numeracy is one of the basic skills or competencies that students must acquire in order to proceed to the next higher level of education. Speaking of literacy, students must not learn only how to read, but comprehend what they read. The Department of Education aims for zero non-reader pupils, so they launch the Project Phil-ERI, which is the Philippine Inventory of Reading and Intervention. Grade 1 to 7 students have to pass this reading inventory in order to move to the next grade level. English language literacy is one of the requirements to pass a subject in school. In numeracy, students must master the 4 basic operations in mathematics. These are the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Once students master these skills, they will learn to understand higher level mathematics. That's the last part of my discussion, and for my reference, it is Educational Management in Managerial Times, Beyond the Textual Apologies by Martin Tharp and Robert Wilmot, pages 67 to 90. Thank you and God bless as always. Stay safe. Bye-bye.